of the GMS Mississippi camp, giving our honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Kahakudas. Also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Root Well. Peace and blessings of the world to the house of David the elect. Today I want to go into a topic entitled "The Nations Will Come Bending Unto Us." Okay, it's a real quick lesson. Going back to the heresy that's been taught by Genesis is that heathens are going to have us in slavery and this, that, and the third. But the reality is, the Most High made the nations as tools for us, man. All right, because the planet Earth is Yahweh's kingdom. All right, it's going to be Yahweh's kingdom. All right, under King David, under Yahweh is going to be King David. Under King David is the 12 apostles. Under the 12 apostles is the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. And the reality is the Most High made the 18 nations as service to us, man. And Amalek has taken that reality and flipped it. And they have a mindset that we're service for them. That's why most of us are debt slaves. We pay taxes, all those different things, man. Okay? But the Most High has made the nation service unto us. It tells you in the scriptures that the nations are going to come bending unto us. Okay? The nations are going to come bending unto us, man. They're going to be slaves, man. But that's part of that ruling class mentality, is understanding and adopting that mindset that these nations are for us. They're made for us, man. They're made to serve us, man. All right? That's why the best servants, or the best people in the service industry are not Israelites. You know what I mean? Usually the best nation in the service industry are not Israelites. All right? A lot of times the worst people in the service industry are Israelites because they're not supposed to be servants, you know? Not to make an excuse for them, but the best people in the service industry, depending on what industry, it's like Moab, Elam, you know? It's not to walk into the establishment and treat them like shit. Actually, the contrary is true. You know, people. You know what I mean? But like Moab, let's say you see Moab in the spa salons, and you see Elam in their establishment. They're the most hospitable. You know, and they're really good with business too. You know, you see. Because the nations are inherent servants. You see? The nations will come bending unto us. You see? But Jake is a broken slave. Jake has an incurable wound. And these fellas have sold out. The Esau is constantly want to taint. Amalek constantly wants to taint our inheritance and our heritage and our promise. You know? You know? Because Christianity was a slave doctrine. Western Christianity was a doctrine of servitude. That's why every week the preacher is always preaching prosperity, which really is a servant doctrine. You know? I don't want a fucking promotion by my enemy. I don't want a fucking promotion by my enemy. I want my enemy. You know? I don't want a promotion by my enemy. I want my enemy. You see? That's another one, another topic. You know? Hey, happy Hanukkah to you too. To you brothers and sisters are tuning in. Beautiful high holy day. Beautiful high holy day. You know? Or high holy week. You know? But I mean, that's pretty much the point, man. You know? Rebuilding of the temple. This is the rebuilding of the temple ultimately. And this is the final rebuilding of the temple, man. It can't be torn down, you know? But I mean, that's the point, man. Part of that ruler, you know? And although Jake excels in everything he does, especially the Israelite man, Jacob is a natural born ruler. So Jacob meant to be in the fucking service industry. You see, Jacob wasn't meant to be in the service industry. You know, you know who was? Esau, Ammon, Moab, Elam, Ham, Ishmael. You know, but the irony is they all have a mentality that they are more than servants. You know, how many times do you see Elon in a warehouse working for UPS, man? You know, rarely will you see something like that. They all have a mentality that we need to be doctors, lawyers, engineers. You know, they're gonna own certain businesses. But Jacob has been broken down and systemically oppressed to where there's still a lot of Jakes. They're just, you know, they're in that production manual labor industry, or just, you know, working for some company. Most of us are doing that, you know. See, Esau is teaching you equality, all while you're living in a world where you're at the bottom, you know. And are there exceptions? Yes, but there have always been exceptions. But the mass collective, the vast majority, are plowmen, modern-day plowmen, from Judah down to Issachar. But in the kingdom, the nations are going to come bending, man. But that's pretty much the point. You know, this is a quick lesson. Hope this is edification. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba Babal, Kom Yashala, Shalom.